Hello there. Good afternoon. It is your girl Robin. Let me make sure I got my volume up. There we go. Good stuff. Good. All right. Hey there, Pastor Darius. Glad to see you on. Hey, Larry. Hey there, good people. Good. Got it going. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I am so excited. I was determined to get this done today. So, all right, let me switch so that you guys can see me. There we go. I just need to hold on, y'all. I'm coming over here on Facebook and YouTube. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I almost got it. I'm going to get it. Let's see here. Come on. This thing is giving me the blues. Let's see. Try this. Well, come on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to get started. We're going to have a really good conversation on tonight. Let's see. What's going on? All right. Well, we're going to have to do it this way today. I'll figure it out, guys. I hit something. All right. I hit something over on Facebook and YouTube, but we're going to make it work. All right. So today I'm so excited, guys. I put up the question, is anything sacred? Y'all type that in the comments. Is anything sacred in church? Should we take photos and videos and, sit there and create reels in the middle of service? Think about that. Should we be doing that? Is it a distraction? What are the repercussions of doing that? Let's talk about it on today. All right. I am, let's see here. I'm back trying to forward this thing. Larry says no. Does that mean we shouldn't talk about it, or that means we shouldn't do it? I'll come clean. I honestly believe, and not just because it's me, but I honestly believe I'm the one. Oh my gosh, I hate that I'm going to have to admit this, but I'm the one that started those pre-service videos. Those, oh my gosh, I'm over them now. You see the pastor getting out the car and, all that stuff before they go into service. Me, yeah, I started that, during COVID. Of course, COVID, we had to, spin on a dime just like that. And I had this idea that we would promote the message, right? And so I wanted my pastor to do a short greeting, invite people to tune into our stream, and then I put up a meme of the sermon. And so that's just kind of where it has, taken off from there, and just it's doing all the stuff it does now. So I'm gonna leave that right there. But I had good intentions. I had some good I'm looking here. Okay. I had some really good intentions. So but I'll be honest with you. I'm amazed that by the time I get home from church, there are reels, there are stories, and even posts from worship services, which, I'm not against that. I'm not against that. I think that it's a part of marketing, and y'all know I love marketing, so I'm with that. However, I think that we need some guidelines. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. We are going to talk about, I know right now everybody getting out of the cars, but I want to talk about some guidelines just so that we can keep sacred moments sacred, and that we can, protect the innocent. What do I mean by that? I'm going to tell you. But before we get started, let me just jump in and say this. I honestly believe that your ministry should have guidelines as it relates to taking pictures, shooting video, and creating reels. So, what do I mean by that? Your ministry should have a media department. That's what I mean by that. All right. Your ministry should have a media department. The media department should be responsible for anyone that is taking pictures and shooting video during service. Listen, we are not at R&B concerts where everybody, holds up your phone and, you're trying to record. No, we are in church. And so, some of you may be saying, well, everybody takes pictures and video during church. They do, but you can manage it. You can guide them as to how it works in this church. So, for instance, we ask that anyone taking pictures, um, you know, does this. So, what is this? Number one, if you are taking pictures that you're going to post online, that you connect with our media department. So, I'm not talking about if you're taking, a selfie or if you're taking a picture with a good friend of yours, but I am talking about if you're standing up and you're taking pictures all throughout the worship service. If I was on that media team, I would come over to you and I'd tap you on the shoulder. And I have done that. All right. I like that. Larry said they have a selfie moment in church. Yes. And that's one of the guidelines. You could let that person know we have a moment in service where we designate that we take pictures. Outside of that, we ask you just to enjoy the worship experience. Simple as that. Number two, as it relates to people shooting videos, you guys, I have seen some things online and it has just hurt my heart to see what people will put out. You got to think about people are having moments of deliverance. They may be having a release, an emotional release, or they're crying. And here we are, taking videos and posting them as if it's funny. That is why you need a media department with guidelines so that you can control those things from happening. Y'all see, I'm not in my office, so I'm like cooking. So I have to make sure my stuff's not boiling over. Let me see. Let me help y'all get this together here. So, yeah, that's why you need a media department and you need someone that's got their eyes on what's happening in the church. All right. So if somebody, they come and they shoot a video, absolutely. Larry says that's his pet peeve. And I agree. I don't think it's fair. You come to church for a moment to, have an experience, even, I'll just say experience. I don't want to go that far, but you've come to have a worship experience. You do not want to worry about that if you are on your knees crying, that somebody is taking a video of you because, your shirt is riding up in the back and they can see, this is terrible. I don't know why this is on my mind, but your tramp stamp, right? I don't have one, but people have them, right? People get delivered. But you don't want pictures and videos out of you showing that, right? So you have to be mindful. People trust you when they come to your church. And so it is very, very important that they know that they are safe coming in your sanctuary. All right. So think about that. So, number one, let me just jump into the guidelines. You need a media team. Number two, that media team needs to communicate with church leadership, setting the guidelines, and then discussing how are we going to share the guidelines. So do you put a sign out in the lobby? Do you put signs on the doors? And I say yes to both of those. I believe that when you walk in, that you should have some sort of signage that has language that says, we record, we videotape, we take pictures. If you're uncomfortable with that, please let us know. And then that way you can seat those persons in an area where you tell your media team, we're not going to be taking pictures or videos of them if they're in a worship moment. I'm not saying that we're not going to stream or that we're not going to, record, but we are going to be sensitive that outside of shooting the pulpit and what's happening, maybe in the choir stand or the band, that we're not going to shoot over in this section. How about this, y'all? I believe that it is okay to keep the camera on the pulpit. Yeah, I do. Now, I know you're saying, oh, well, people like to see the experience of what's going on in the sanctuary. Well, then they should come. Yeah, I said it. They should come to church. If they want to see what I got on that Sunday, if they want to see who's there at church, then they should come. Listen, I love it. Yeah, Larry said, and of course, yeah, I just said people have sections where people don't film. But I don't want you, and this is where I think a lot of churches miss it. I don't want you to switch your service to the point that it inconveniences those that come in person for those that watch online. I know some churches that they stream live. Listen to this. But when service is over, they take down their service and they then just put up the sermon. Yeah, they just put up the sermon. Hey, Mama House, glad to see you on. She said, say that again for the people in the back. Absolutely. If you need to see all this going on, then you need to be there in person. So, yeah, one of my clients, they do that, though. They do a replay at 5 p.m. So they take down their service. If service is from 11 to 1, take it down. After 1 o'clock, you watch it live. If you want to worship with us, then you worship with us. You don't get to decide, I'm going to worship with you all Monday night at 5, Monday night or Tuesday night. No, our Sunday service is 11 to 1. All right. Then we will put up a replay at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock where you can get the word. And then that camera is solely on the pastor, on the person preaching. But that's why you have to have guidelines so that you make sure you're on one accord. And I believe that the media team, they're ministry minded. You just need to guide them. A lot of times our media guys are from, the entertainment world. So they don't really think like we do as it relates to church. So, but let's talk them through it. All right, let's keep going. I talked about informing the congregation. Again, you do that, with signage. But during the service, be discreet. I prefer that the media team has on all black. I prefer that as a part of the guideline that they have specific areas where they take pictures and where they shoot so that they're not a distraction to those that are present. I know some churches have multiple video cameras and they've got literally people crawling on their knees, shooting a camera up at you, worshiping, and you're crying, because they want to show it to the stream. And I'm telling you, it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. And I wonder, thank you, Holy Spirit, I wonder if it makes our unchurched feel uncomfortable. I do. I really, really wonder. And so that could be why they don't experience deliverance. That could be why they don't go up front to join church, because they don't want to be all, on camera. Now, if you don't have someone running around with a camera, a video, or even video, I believe by the time it's time to join church, they're not even thinking about it because they've not been distracted. They've not seen anybody, kind of running around and doing it. Again, because I've seen pictures of people in positions that I wouldn't want my picture taken in. So we got to be very, very careful in using discretion as to how we take pictures. Somebody said now that COVID has broadened our audience, we have to stream. I do agree with having an area where you don't film. Unfortunately, we are afforded the privilege of having staff to offer different, I'm not sure what you're saying there. if you want to expound, Mrs. Hicks, thank you so much. But I think it's important that we are sensitive. And listen, guys, these conversations happen on Monday or on Thursday in a staff meeting, not Sunday morning when everybody is there and, we're running around trying to get everything together. All right. Capture key moments. I think it's absolutely fine that you take pictures. I love seeing pictures of people in worship. No problem with that. But I believe there should be a cutoff. I know it's not popular, but this is all new, so I'm trying to help you. I believe there should be a cutoff that we do not take pictures of what's happening at the altar during the invitation, during prayer moments, during times when, people are, running and breaking free and all of that. I think that they should have that moment. She's saying, unfortunately, we don't have the staff to do more editing, cutting, and video. Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second as well. So it is important that you're strategic. It's just like at a wedding. At a wedding, you give the photographer a shot list. These are the shots we want. The shots, I would say, for church, the parking lot, people coming in, the entrance, people coming through the door, the lobby area, people being greeted. We like to show our wow and our welcome. Even behind the scenes, take pictures. Hey, here we are getting ready to receive you. I believe, the sanctuary, we've got a seat reserved for you. Here's our shot list of things we want pictures of or we want videos of. All right. That way you give your media team something to work with. Okay, Ms. Hicks said we're doing good to get it out there for people to join us during worship. And I get it. Her point is they don't have people that they can, take the video down and edit it and all that stuff. But it's not that difficult to do that. As well as you can set YouTube to start at a certain time. So when you put your video up, you could set the replay for 5 p.m., but you could tell YouTube to start at the, 22-minute mark. And the 22-minute mark would be where the sermon is. All right. Gave you that for free. All right. Let's keep going. Of course, respect privacy. I talked about that. When I say respect privacy, I was talking about those that, tell you they don't want their picture taken, but also respect privacy of kids. Yes, respect privacy of kids. I don't believe that we should be taking pictures of kids without their parental consent. All right. So I would avoid the youth area, the children's area, unless you have a signed release on file for that child. Listen, y'all, I know, this may be a stretch for some people, but there could be a kid that's in some sort of witness protection program. And here you are taking pictures and putting it out on social media. You don't know. You don't know. So it's important that we make sure that we've got permission as it relates to taking pictures of children. Now, when you take photos and videos, I want to, make one of my guidelines that we sit down and we look at the pictures that best capture the moment. That we don't just put out any type of picture. Now, I'm not trying to add anything on to the to-do list for a pastor, but I do believe that you can have, someone from the media team or a minister or an elder that could work with them and help them pick out the pictures and videos. There's a mad dash rush to get those out, within hours of church. And I don't get that. I don't get that. I think that it's fine if you put out highlight pictures, videos, whatever, later that night or even the next day, even Tuesday. I don't think it's that big of a deal that people have to see it immediately. I can tell you for myself that when I come home, I am not thinking about, going online to see what pictures were posted from somebody's church. I am on social media later that night or on Monday. All right. So it's important that we are sensitive to the level of excellence that we operate in. All right. So we're just not putting anything out there. We can use systems like Canva. We can use systems like, I'm sorry, I was trying to check something, but we can use, my goodness, it escapes me. There's an AI system that I said I even wanted to look at, that you can load your sermon in and it will cut it up into reels for you, so that you do not have to just pick anything. That system will cut it up into reels, and it will also match it up with the text, with the, with the words that go along with the video, so that you make sure what reels you're putting out, that they're the right ones and not just a couple of screen grabs that were first in the video. All right. And then just make sure again that we remember why we do church, that we remember why we do church. We are there to, of course, preach the gospel, but we're commanded to make disciples. And so, is what we're putting out discipling people? Yeah. Is what we're putting out, is it discipling people? So I want to challenge you. Yeah, CapCut is a good one, Larry. I use that as well for my reels. Oh, she said Opus Clips. I'm not familiar with that. I'll check that as well. I don't want us to lose focus. We got to keep the main thing the main thing. And just because it's popular on social media doesn't mean we have to do it. I've seen some videos, some reels, even some TikToks that I'm like, why would you be doing this in church? It's fine if you want to record something, outside of worship service, but I've seen some things that were literally done, I could tell, right in worship. And I was like, that's not cool. It's not cool. So, again, keep the main thing the main thing. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I've told y'all I'm doing better. I'm coming back on. Let me know, did you guys enjoy this teaching? Let me see. I appreciate you. Hey, Kim, I see you on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Taisha, glad to see you on, sweetheart. Good stuff, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow, trying to get my timing down so that I can be consistent. But at this point, I'm just glad to get back on live. All right. God bless you guys. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.